Many of you want to know that if you already got RT-PCR test with Test and Go program, what about the second RT-PCR test which you will get it for free? How can you find out and how can you get that list? I have the list and I will explain about this with you in this video. สวัสดีค่ะ It's me, Teya Sujita. There are lots of people ask me about when you already get here as Test and Go, after you get the first negative of RT-PCR test, what about the next one, what to do? So first of all, I have to tell you first that when you arrive the airport at the immigration area, you're going to get the pink paper. The pink paper is just like a certificate to guarantee you that you are going to allow to get a free RT-PCR test for the second time. So this pink paper, you cannot lose it because it's just like money. Because if you don't have it, you have to pay for RT-PCR test. So this pink paper, you have to write down all information. And don't forget that once when you arrive Thailand, you have to download หมอชนะ application. Or you can just wait until you reach to the hotel. In case some of you don't have Wi-Fi, you can just reach to the hotel. And I believe that there are lots of staff at the hotel is going to help you how to download application. Once when you download หมอชนะ application, they're going to ask you to just put QR code of Thailand pass, so they will know that where you're going to travel to, but they will not know your name or who you are, so at least you are afraid about this kind of personal information. หมอชนะ หมอชนะ application will not know about the name, but just only know that this person is just traveling around. And after you stay in the hotel and you get RT-PCR test and you get negative, you are just ready to travel anywhere. You can count it as the first day of the RT-PCR test. For the second RT-PCR test is day 7. I highly recommend you to make a booking in advance as quick as possible because of some hospital they are fully booking. It doesn't mean that they can accept all of the people who wanted to get this kind of test at all time. For example, like some hospital will just accept only 30 people a day. So I highly recommend you to just search for the hospital first, and then you would feel relaxed that you don't have to rush where you have to go after you get the first RT-PCR test. I have the list for you, and this list I can't tell you on this video because there's so many information like the location and also the name of the hospital and also the contact number. So I'm going to put it in the link of description, and also I'm going to put it in a comment just in case you don't know how to find my description. So just click in that link and then open that page. I'm going to show you in that page how you can search the hospital where you are located at. Okay, this is the page when you just click to the link, and you can have a look that there is quite a lot. They have two different types of the information. Below down here, you can see a whole list of the hospital that they can give you service in a whole country. But let's go back to the top and you can have a look on the right side. This is like search. You just click and just type the province that you want to search for. For example, like Bangkok. Then when you type Bangkok, you will see the list of the many hospitals. This one is Vimut Hospital. Is one of the hospital that I recommend you because they have this service. Then you can click and see the map. And then this is how you can look for. And then for Bangkok, they have different page. So it means that there are so many hospitals that you can try to contact them if they would do RT-PCR test for you. But again, for the list here, it doesn't mean that every hospital they will do it. So please have a try, call them and ask them if they will do it. This is a list for Phuket, but Phuket is quite a lot, and they are very professional. So best of luck. So when you finish the quarantine for one night in a hotel, you can travel anywhere. You can go any provinces, and then you can just look for the hospital nearby where you are located at that province. So for example, like you are going to Surat Thani or Got Samui, which is located in Surat Thani. You just have a look, you just have to search for the hospital which is very close to you when you are located in Surat Thani. So you can search in that website, and that is what you can make an appointment with the hospital. One thing about the list in a hospital, even though they have the list for you, this is something quite, again, I feel embarrassed. Because even though it's in a list, but it doesn't mean that every hospital will do RT-PCR tests for you for free. I just don't understand why they give you the list. It's not a list that they're going to do it for free. What I'm talking about is that just because of the Ministry of Public Health asks for help from each hospital. So every hospital that you're going to see in a list, they are a hospital which is usually you can go to do it for free. But it's really depending on each hospital if they are willing to do it for free. Some hospital, to be honest, they feel like they don't want to waste time doing this. Just because of when they do this, the pink paper after you get the RT-PCR test with that hospital, they're going to collect that pink paper from you, and that one is going to be money which they can get it with the Ministry of Public Health. So when you search for the list of the hospital, one thing you have to prepare yourself is that you may have to be disappointed if you call to make a booking with the hospital, because some hospital will say no, we don't have this kind of service, and some hospital will going to say no, it's fully booking. We have too many people booked to get this free RT-PCR test. So that is the reason why I would rather let you make a booking as quick as possible. And also, in case you really can't find the free hospital, you may have to postpone to be one day later, and you have to explain with the doctor that why you are later than 7 days. You probably have to say that you are late because everything is fully booking or something like that. But this one is really depending on the doctor consideration if you are going to get RT-PCR test for free. So please make sure that you better make a booking in advance, not just like take this risk. And how about people who don't want to do the second RT-PCR test? Well, I think many of you have a question like that too, right? For not having the second RT-PCR test, to be honest, it's wrong, right? Because we asked you to do. So in case that one, you don't get this kind of test, even though we asked you to do it, and in case that some of our officer find out that you don't do it, and you may have to be fined from the 10,000 baht to 20,000 baht. And another one is that on the way when you are departure from the airport, they may find out that you haven't got the second RT-PCR test. Because when everybody got RT-PCR test for the second time, the hospital which they collect your pink paper, they're going to report your name to the Ministry of Public Health, and they're going to report to the immigration. But I already asked as well, like if they found out at the immigration at the airport, what they're going to do. They don't tell me like quite directly, so you may have to find it out. I'm very sorry, but the officer who I called and asked, she said that it's really depending on the consideration of the staff. So generally, it's just like you have to pay fine from 10,000 baht to 20,000 baht. So To be honest, I think if you're not tricky, you will not have a problem. But if you are tricky, you have to pray. Yeah, depending on your luck. And if you're lucky, make sure also like you don't get COVID-19, because in case some of you find out as the positive test on the way out of the country, and then you may have to stay for longer because they will not allow you to fly out in case you catch COVID-19. So if I were you, what I would do is that I'm going to count which day I should go and get the RT-PCR test for the second one. So let's say like today I already got RT-PCR test. I'm going to count today as the day 1. Then count until day 7 is that day which you have to go to get a second RT-PCR test nearby the location wherever you're going to. So it does mean that you have to wait for 7 days before you travel anywhere else. This is Test and Go program, not Phuket Sandbox. So if you're having Phuket Sandbox, you don't have to worry because in Phuket, they also have the area for you to go and check for the RT-PCR test as well. So the list that I'm going to put it for you is going to be the list of the hospital, and the telephone number. And another technique is that when you know the name of the hospital, you may look for the website and you may want to call to them or you may want to email them. I think it could be another channel for you to contact for making a booking, but to call is easier to call them. And also, if you have any question, if you need any help about this kind of second test and you need myself and my team to be your assistants, we do have a service to assist you finding the RT-PCR hospital for you as well. So you are more than welcome to write email to me, and then we will make sure you will find the hospital for you. But to be honest, it's very difficult to find it, and this is a problem for Thai ministry, Thailand, about the Ministry of Public Health. This is a problem for them. So please plan everything in advance, and then you won't have a problem. Plus, it's good for you because it's for your safety, because RT-PCR test is the best for laboratory. They will know exactly if it's real or fake one, because if you check it by yourself from the antigen test kit, it could be wrong as well. So I hope you all enjoy traveling in Thailand, and please take care of yourself. If you have any question, you're more than welcome to just write email to me. And if you want to share experience, please do, because it's very useful for a friend who are coming to travel Thailand as you as well. And if you think this information is useful, please at least give me a thumb up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe. And if you are appreciated with my information, you want to support my channel, you want to support my kitchen project, you can have a look in the description how to buy me a coffee. And for today, thank you so much for watching until the end. I'll see you next time very soon. สวัสดีค่ะ